Hey kids, I'm gonna cook a little creation I thought of like this a couple days ago with all the craze about burn ends, which I love brisket burn ends. I think they're fabulous, but there's a lot of controversy these days because people started cooking pork belly burn ends or chuck steak or poor man burn ends. And the purists are some of them really get upset about it, and I think it's kind of silly. I think burn ends is a cooking style. So what I decided to do is take some short ribs, about an inch thick, maybe a little bigger, and I have a butcher cut them like this into chunks. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Big Poppa Smoker's Money, which is a beautiful steak and all-purpose rub with a little bit of sweetness to go with the heat. So we're gonna season it up. Now, if you notice, I never use glue. I like to put the seasoning on the meat, let them all settle in, let the salt melt on top and create kind of a dry brine. You know it's ready to go on the cooker when it's shining or sweating, even though it's meat sweats. Anyway, so we're gonna start and we're going to hit it with money on all sides. Then we're gonna smoke it on the Mac grill today, which is my favorite pellet smoker and really my favorite smoker. So we're gonna coat them really good and we're gonna set them down. These are gonna be really fun. Now think about burn ends, okay? Burn ends are, came from Kansas City, of course. Now I'm out here in California cooking a short rib burn end, but the people who say that burn ends has to be brisket, can't be chuck, can't be pork, can't be short rib, I think they're wrong. I think what burn ends are now are like taco, where they can be different meats. I think it's more of an expectation of texture and flavor. So we'll be back. They're sweating. They're ready for the cooker. Put them on, we're gonna cook them, and about every 40 minutes we're gonna spritz them with just some water, maybe a little Jack Daniels in that water, a little bourbon, and then we'll cook it for 2 hours, and then we're gonna go into a pan with honey and brown sugar, barbecue sauce, and then maybe a couple little sneaky finishing rubs. Let's go out to the cooker. Who says pellet grills don't smoke? Look at this Mac. I've been with Mac since day one. I have the third Mac, I think, ever. So we're gonna take this little wire pan here. Come on over here and take a look. I got it on the shelf here because I don't want too much heat from the bottom. I want it to circulate almost like a rotisserie, only the smoke's moving, not the meat. So we'll be back in about 40 minutes to spritz it. Then we'll another 40 minutes spritz it, and then we'll pull it at 2 hours and put it in a pan. Okay, it's been 40 minutes. Little pro tip, use your iPhone as your timer. That's what I do. Any important steps of the cook, I load into my iPhone and I don't make mistakes. So now we're gonna spritz with water. Now you can do apple juice, you can do maybe whiskey and apple juice, you can do all kinds of stuff. I'm just doing water. Come on in and take a look at those. Okay, we're gonna go another 40. We're gonna go another 40 minutes and then I'm gonna spritz them and I'm gonna flip them over. And then there'll be one more 40-minute cycle and then they're gonna go in the pan. Look at this smoke. Short rib burn ends. I just pulled them off the cooker, as you saw. I think they're beautiful. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put, just like we do in competition, I'm gonna take some of this brown sugar. I'm gonna sprinkle it generously with brown sugar. Then I'm gonna hit it with some Mike's Hot Honey, just because I want something to offset the sweet. And then we're gonna come in with some Blues Hawk Smoky Mountain. And we're gonna use it as a braising fluid, but also something to kind of coat it nicely. So don't be afraid to use a lot of it. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna foil it up. Before I foil it, wonderful thing called butter in here. It's about a cube of butter here. I like to double my foil. So the foil's been doubled. I want it really airtight. We're gonna go out, put it back on the smoker for about an hour and a half, and then we're gonna have something that's pretty delicious. It's been rolling. We're gonna pull them off. We're gonna sauce them, and then we're gonna set the sauce on the smoker. There we go. Okay, let's see what we got here. We pulled it off. Little nuggets of goodness. And we're gonna set it. Setting the sauce means putting it back on the cooker, not foiled. Caramelize it slightly, but just set it so it's not quite as runny. Okay, we're gonna set them for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna serve them with the green chili grits. Okay, we've pulled them out. We put some sauce on them. We just put them back on the cooker to set the sauce. Now I'm gonna hit them with a little finishing rub. The finishing rub is gonna have a little sweet, a little kind of mellow, but it's some heat too to counteract the sweetness in here. So there we go. I think those look pretty good. I made some green chili garlic grits. Put a bed on this plate. Then we're gonna do, put some of these beautiful short rib burnt ends. Looks pretty good.